You want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth about sports in the state of Michigan? You've got the truth, all right. Can you handle the truth? Find out right now on the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast, the show that detects and provides truth, research, and statistics about the Tigers, Lions, Red Wings, Pistons, Wolverines, and Spartans. Subscribe to its YouTube channel at the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast and listen to it in audio form wherever you get your podcasts. Follow it on X, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok at Michigan_Truth and on Reddit at u/Michigan_Truth, and like its Facebook page and know the truth.
Taylor Phillips here, your Michigan Sports Truth Detective. Welcome to another episode of the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast. Got just Red Wings and football, college football in the mitten to preview. Yes, the Pistons finished their preseason, but I'll get to them later and preview them. But our disclaimer reads, if you can't handle any news, stats, research, or criticism regarding any of our teams, then stay completely away from the show and its comment section at all times. If you're too arrogant to learn anything, and especially to be a homer, a party favor clown, and a tool, you're absolutely irrelevant to this podcast. So, another edition of As the Wing Wheel Turns. The Red Wings beat the defending Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers 4-1, and then beat the Tampa Bay Lightning 2-1 in overtime to improve to 4-1-0. First off, let's get to the Panthers victory over the Panthers. Mason Appleton, red hot as usual. He's been red hot. 3 goals on this season already. Now in 5 games, he didn't score any tonight, but scored 2 against the Florida Panthers. Taking a look at the Red Wings, as I mentioned before, there we go. So, man, the Red Wings have now won 4 straight. They're 4-1-0 after their ugly 5-1 loss. Ugly 5-1 loss to the Montreal Canadiens in their season opener at Little Caesars Arena. They've only played 1 road game thus far. That's against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I went over it already. And the Red Wings just keep finding ways to win as of right now. I got to hand it to them. As I activate the share screen on StreamYard. There we go. So, Mason Appleton, 2 goals right there, 1-2. Patrick Kane with a power play goal. Brad Marchand, the only goal, but he made a mistake leading to the Appleton empty net goal. And then Rasmussen, empty net goal for icing on the cake. Third period didn't look too competitive in terms of shots on goal between the Panthers and Red Wings. Panthers outshot the Wings 7-5. Cam Talbot made 20 saves out of 21 shots. As we take a look at the box score, Alex DeBrincat picked up 2 assists. Dylan Larkin picked up 2 assists. Michael Rasmussen, a goal and an assist. Moritz Seider with an assist. Where the heck is Mason? There he is. There's Appleton with his 2 goals. So, not a bad game by the Red Wings against the defending back-to-back Stanley Cup champion Panthers. And then they beat the Lightning in overtime 2-1. Tampa Bay came in favored in terms of the money line, and favored by the spread. John Gibson started in goal for tonight. Made 32 saves. Look at this though. Outshot 19-6 in the third period. Not 20-6, it's 19-6. And that's just not acceptable in that game, especially when the Red Wings led 1-0 through 40 minutes of play. This just cannot happen. The Red Wings outshot the Lightning 22-11 through the first 2 periods of play, and then the Lightning finally tied up with 3:43 left. Moser from Hedman and Gigi at 16-17. Axel Sandin Pellikka opening the scoring with his first NHL goal and point, assisted by Larkin and Appleton. Mason Appleton gets another point right there. So Appleton not only can score, but also facilitate here. And he showed right there. And then Dylan Larkin off a save by John Gibson. Assisted by JT Compher. Larkin scored on a breakaway, and he had like a lot of ice time. He was tired, but he kept on going. He didn't care. He kept on going and going and going like the Energizer Bunny. He didn't even care how tired he was. Look at Larkin's ice time, 23 and 12. Wow. That is high. That is loaded time on ice, man. A goal and an assist. All that workload by Larkin, and he finally he just had to put it away himself, and he did on a breakaway. Gibson stood tall in net for Detroit, 6 penalty minutes each. But the main story is just this low scoring affair. When you're up 1-0 and you're getting badly outshot 19-6, you know something is wrong with your third period play, and you have to make adjustments. There's nothing else to be shown there, but the Red Wings 4-1-0 in the standings. The Red Wings first in the the mixed Atlantic division. The Montreal Canadiens right there are 4-1 as well. The Red Wings hold the tiebreaker thus far. Both the Red Wings and Canadiens each have a goal differential of +4. The Toronto Maple Leafs 3-2-0. Then you got the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Boston Bruins 3-2-0, 6 points. And in the Metropolitan Division, the Hurricanes unbeaten 4-0-0, 8 points, but they're not going to go. Nobody's going to go 82-0-0. Forget that. This is not video game land, okay? Just letting you guys know about that. But hey, the Red Wings, October 19th, 3 p.m. against the Edmonton Oilers. That's Sunday. That's my dad's birthday, by the way. Should be an interesting matchup. Taking a look at the standings. The Edmonton Oilers, 2-1-1, 5 points, 4th place in the Western Conference wildcard spot. The Edmonton Oilers are the defending Western Conference champions yet again. The back-to-back Western Conference champions lost to the Florida Panthers in 2 straight Stanley Cup final appearances. Ken Holland, of course, Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Hyman still on this team. And then the Red Wings head to Buffalo on Wednesday on TNT to face off with the Buffalo Sabres at KeyBank Arena. They have back-to-back road games against the Sabres and Islanders Wednesday and Thursday. Buffalo at 7:30. The New York Islanders at 7, and then a home road doubleheader Saturday the 25th and Tuesday October 28th, both on FanDuel Sports Network Detroit against the St. Louis Blues. At home on October 25th, and then on the road in St. Louis at Enterprise Center against the Blues on the 28th. Then the Wings go out west, Kings, Ducks. And then you got the Sharks and Golden Knights before they head back home against the New York Rangers on November 7th. And then the Blackhawks coming to town November 9th. Need I go on and on? So there are these. So hats off to the Red Wings thus far. 4-1. Anything could happen, and there are no guarantees in the season. But the Red Wings are red hot right now. They are. Now let's go to the new Michigan Wolverines segment called the Wolverines World Beat. The Wolverines kick off Saturday at noon on Fox against the Washington Huskies. Washington's offense is 54.4% on third down, which is ranked 10th in the country, and has scored 39.2 points per game, ranked 27th in the FBS. As I take a look as I share the screen again, let's take a look at the game cast. Yeah, Michigan is projected to beat Washington, according to the ESPN matchup predictor. Wolverines are 4.5-point favorites. Justice Haynes is questionable, I think. Michigan coming off a 31-13 loss at USC. So just the one interception, the one 15-24. Washington coming off a 38-19 win over Rutgers on last Friday, October 10th. Williams. Where the heck is he? Oh, yeah. DeMond Williams, 1,628 yards, 10 touchdowns, just one interception, 74.1% completion percentage. DeMond Williams is a sophomore. 4 touchdown passes in conference play thus far. Through 21 of 27 for 402. And he can carry the ball too. 13 rushes, 13 quarterback keeper rushes for 136 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. So DeMond Williams is very, very dangerous at quarterback in his own pocket. He could also, his top target, Desmond Roebuck, 4 catches for 108 yards thus far. Roebuck, a freshman, 227 receiving yards against the Big Ten. And 331 yards total this season on 18 catches, 2 touchdown catches. So Michigan could use Justice Haynes right about now, right about today. And neither Washington nor Michigan right here, as you can see, they are nowhere to be seen in the AP top 25 poll in college football. So that's the Wolverines world beat. The Spartans head to Bloomington, Indiana to play for the Brass Spittoon against the number 3 Indiana Hoosiers Saturday at 3:30 on Peacock. And yeah, that's a complete mismatch. The Hoosiers unanimously outmatched the Spartans in all categories: yards per game, points per game, everything. Points allowed per game, forget it. It's not even worth paying for Peacock to watch that garbage on paper, at least. And then we got the Lions. They're home against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Monday Night Football first of a Monday Night Football doubleheader, kicking off at 7 at Ford Field on ABC. Lions defensive tackle Aleem McNeil is set to return. And the Buccaneers, they love to pass the ball. Buccaneers quarterback Baker Mayfield, of course, obviously loves to pass the ball and is looking to take advantage of a weak spot in the Lions defensive unit, especially the secondary specifically, which is without Kirby Joseph, who has not practiced with a knee injury, and suspended Brian Branch, but their secondary still has Rock Ya-Sin and Amik Robertson as pass defenders. or receiving defenders, more specifically. And the Lions waived safety Lauren Strickland, and they've re-signed offensive lineman Kingsley Equicone and defensive lineman Chris Smith to the practice squad, and signed quarterback Kendall Fuller from the Miami Dolphins to the practice squad. So they're going to activate those guys all to the active roster prior to Monday night's game at Ford Field against the Bucs, who look to take advantage of a weak and injury-riddled Lions receiving defense. They could, but could also get Terrion Arnold back at cornerback. He just needs to lay off the penalties and start playing the ball and not the body. That's the main thing in the that's the main concept in the NFL. According to the rules, you can't make any I know it's tough. Can't make any contact or much contact. Blatant, let alone blatant contact in the NFL against opposing receivers. Because otherwise you're going to get penalized. And yes, as I mentioned before, Lee McNeil set to return, which is extra assistance for the passing rush, including pass rushing department, including Aiden Hutchinson and Al Quadin Muhammad and DJ Reader, who was also at limited practice. And the Buccaneers have 9 players on injured reserve. Also, wide receiver Chris Godwin with a fibula and running back Bucky Irving, shoulder and foot, are both doubtful. Wide receiver Mike Evans is questionable with a hamstring injury and didn't practice Friday, so he might not play. But we'll keep an eye on things. We'll keep an eye on the injury report. Tampa Bay's offensive unit will be shorthanded either way due to injuries. But the interesting unit matchup will be the shorthanded Tampa Bay offensive unit led by Baker Mayfield versus Detroit's shorthanded secondary receiving defensive core, plus the returning Ali McNeil, adding assistance to the pass rushing department, to the Lions pass rushing department. So we look for the Buccaneers offensive unit to stay as aggressive as always and exploit Detroit's weakness in the secondary, but also for Ali McNeil to come out hungry, angry, highly re-energized, and definitely definitely determined to disrupt Baker in his pocket. And another thing is, can the Lions offensive unit bounce back? The receivers need to try to catch their passes and not drop them. Lions offensive units scored only 17 points in Kansas City on Sunday Night Football. It has nothing to do with the defensive unit being held by Chiefs offensive players and who get away with it and stuff. It has nothing to do with that. Your offense just did not perform up to par, up to our expectations. The offensive line did not get screwed at all. Think about that. Yeah, and even so, just because the Chiefs get away with holding penalties and don't get penalized at all doesn't mean you lost because of officiating. You still didn't perform up to expectations. Which leads me to this. The entire Lions team needs to start following and understanding the rules in this professional league. Stop bitching about the rules and the officiating in the league, and stop being arrogant trying to play the game your own way. Follow the rules, play clean, and competently, and maybe if you're lucky enough, you'll even win the game running away. You'll have no problem beating up on any opponent on the scoreboard, not physically. You'll have no problem with any opponent if you play the game the right way in this league. Whether you like it or not. So, what did we learn? Of course, the Red Wings have won 4 straight. They're a team that's a force to be reckoned with. The Wolverines are trying to bounce back from their loss at USC, of course. They need to their offensive unit needs to get their act together, just like the Lions. The Spartans football team entirely is definitely outmatched by Indiana in all categories. And the Lions, of course, need to stop being a bunch of arrogant men. And if they do that, they'll get back to their winning ways. So that's what we've learned in this episode of the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast. I'm Taylor Phillips. Subscribe to its YouTube channel at the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast. Like its videos and turn on all notifications on the bell icon. Click or tap on live to find its latest full episodes and check out its shorts videos. Also, watch it live and follow it on Twitch at Michigan Sports Truth. Listen to it in audio form on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music /Audible, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, and JioSaavn. Also, join its supporters club on Spreaker, just $2 a month. On social media, follow the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast on X, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok at Michigan_Truth, and on Reddit at u/Michigan_Truth. Also like its Facebook page, www.facebook.com/MichiganSportsTruth, and on Patreon at patreon.com/MichiganSportsTruth. And our new website is www.themichigansportstruthpodcast.codeadx.me. Statewide business endorsements go to Cops and Donuts, Grand Traverse Pie Company, J&H Family Stores, Positive Chimney and Fireplace, Farm Bureau Insurance, Michigan's Adventure, Jets Pizza, Alpine Chocolate House with 5 locations in Gaylord, Sault Ste. Marie, Plymouth, Manistee, and Boyne City, Hudsonville Ice Cream, Grandpa's Mini Donuts, Tom's Food Markets, Big B Coffee, Detroit Wing Company, Simply Delightful, JR's All-Star Haircuts for Men, Tropical Touch Spa, Main Street Rocks, Wesco, and BC Pizza. Metro Detroit area business endorsements go to Gino Surf, Avenue American Bistro, Mocha Donut and Boba, Modern 7 Bistro, Northville Sports Den, Union Barber in Birmingham and Ferndale, United Mobile Power Wash and Dry Ice Works in Southfield, The Spot Food Truck in Dearborn and Detroit, Athletico Physical Therapy on Woodward and Ferndale, Blind Owl Royal Oak, Cali Tickets, call 877-225-8425 or visit calitickets.com. The Jagged Fork, Goodman Acker PC, Northwestern Technological Institute, The Great Greek Mediterranean Grill in Ann Arbor, Green Lantern Pizza, Pins Bowling Center in South Lyon, Vitamin Shop in Auburn Hills, Legacy Family Dental Center in Dearborn, and Hodges Subaru. Local business endorsements go to the B4 Foundation in Ithaca, Front Porch Suttons Bay, the El Cilantro Taco Shop in Petoskey, Bay Mills Resort and Casino in Brimley, Fuel Up Nutrition in Clare, United Food Service Solutions in Grand Ledge, the Asian Buffet in Cadillac and Traverse City, Trouttown Tavern and Eatery in Kalkaska, Ludington Meat Company, McBain Hardware, Vandry Home Furnishings in Cadillac, Houghton Lake, Big Rapids, and Traverse City, Fletcher's Pub, Texas Corners in Kalamazoo, the Michigan Theater of Jackson, Hooters in Saginaw, Anna's House in Grand Rapids, Coffee Beanery in Flushing, and Spicer's Boat City in Houghton Lake. Traverse City business endorsements go to TC Man Cave, Erica Nita of Traverse City Real Estate, Yen Yoga and Fitness, Firefly Kitchen and Bars, Traverse City Fun Running, Margarita's Grill, Well-Being with Catherine Palms, Bayview Flooring, Golden Fowler Home Furnishings, North Coast Golf Shop, and Team Bob's Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Cadillac business endorsements go to Cadillac Grill, Cadillac Nutrition, Cadillac Horizon Books, Creative Embroidery for designing the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast logo on my long sleeve shirt and t-shirt, Michigan Coffee Company, Pro Quality Cleaners, Raven Social, Wildflower Bakery, Northern Star Event Rentals, Wexford Jewelers, Evolve Yoga and Fitness, Chunky Bear Coffee Roasters, Cadillac Lofts Apartments, Bigelow Supply, the Food Mafia's Let's Roll With It Rolled Ice Cream, Tees Tanning Salon, the Pine Sports Bar and Bowling Center in Cadillac West, Max Swings Indoor Golf Uptown, Biner's Pizza next to the Cadillac Junior High School and Middle School, Cadillac Party Lounge, and the Sweet Shop. And finally, Lake City business endorsements go to Cut by Melanie, LC Tap House, To the Moon Bakery, Northern Auto Lab, and the Masaki Golf Club. We have a comment here. Yeah, another spam comment on Twitch, of course. There we go. So, until next time, this is Taylor Phillips signing off, but stay on the lookout. And remember that we always observe and detect the truth about our teams in the state of Michigan because the truth is everywhere. Ta-ta, hit them with a hind. Power to the people. Baba Booey to y'all.